everyone. Today we are back, or not back, but we are back in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 in the custom classic restoration shop. Now, what we are doing is we are going to be running around our famous place here, the old junkyard, and we're going to be looking for ourselves a classic to build. Now look at this right here. We got ourselves what? What is this? 1988 BMW 635 CSI. It's not a bad car, you know. Money is really no option anymore. Now, what this is it has to be a classic. So what is a classic? Anything that is 25 years or older. Okay, so basically we won't be building anything newer than the year 2000. Okay, and every year it bumps up a year. So, say for instance 2026, we'll be building stuff from 2001. You know, so this right here would fall right in our line of classic right here. So I think we will be grabbing this, and we're going to put it in our car parking. That way then it's there. Now currently right now we do have a vehicle at the shop ready to be disassembled and reassembled, but we're going to have to paint all the parts and such. And what that is the Salem XL 1500. Now, that is going to be actually the shop truck. Now, I got a really special plan for that one. The color scheme and stuff like that, I think it's going to turn out amazing. I think. I could be wrong. See this one right here? This is too new. See, the 2012, that's way too new. You know, however, you know, it is a decent price, but still too new for the shop. So we're going to keep on cruising around, cruising. Let's go. Running around the shop here. Ooh, look at this. We got ourselves a 1965 Luxor Bowen, or Cadillac Eldorado, I believe it would be, or Cadillac of some sorts. It comes with a V8 1 carb OHV. Now we can put a different motor in it. You know, we can put a 2 carb OHV supercharged. We can put the single carb back in. V8 2 carb OHV, or we can stick in one of the Mopar engines. We can stick in either Ford small block or big block. So this right here will be getting purchased, and it will be going to the garage, because see, it is a classic. Now, cruising around. I know, you're probably wondering, well, you bought the last one and put it in the car parking. Well, that's because it's a little bit newer. You know, we're going to work on the classics first, and then build our way up to the newer models. So we're going to head back to the shop, and you can see classic restoration shop. Now there's the Luxor Bowen that we had, or that we picked up from the junkyard. And now what we're going to be working on is right here. Like I said, it is a 1956 Salem 1500 or Ford F100. Might even be older than that. Might even be just a, yeah, probably an F100. It does come with a 2 carb OHV, but we are not going to be putting that back in there. No. We're going to be putting in a 2 carb OHV supercharged motor. So, before we begin on this, and ripping this all apart, we're going to head on over and paint the parts. Now, we got a few of them here. Like, I've only done the wheels. That's it. So, as you'll be able to see, the color we have chosen as a contrast color will be this. I think that's going to look pretty snazzy. However, that's not what we're doing. We're going to go down here to black, and this is only specifically for the shop truck. We're going to pull this down. We're going to get rid of the clear. And we're going to bring it down to a flat black. Mixed with that other color, I think it's going to look spectacular. You know what I mean? So, let's bring this one right here back. Give it that nice finish. And let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty decent, I might have to say. If we were to push, nah, that's too far out. I'll bring this back just a bit. I think that's going to look pretty darn good right there. So, I'm going to spray this, get the color up. And now, we're going to time-lapse the paint process. Let's get going here. Let's finish painting the rest of these. Alright, let's see. Now we're going to go black. exactly what I was hoping it would turn out like. The hell? We're getting parts here. No bueno. I don't forget parts. Parts forget me. Interesting. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Alright, leaf spring plate, you are next. Perfect. Perfect is what I'm saying for that. Now, every time you hear me, you're probably going to be hearing chipmunks. I wonder if I can paint the front bumpers. No. Son of a biscuit. let's head back. Let's start ripping apart that truck. Now, for the most part, did I get this from the auction? Yeah, I did. Okay. So for the most part, the truck's in actually very, very decent shape. As you can tell by the colors on it, now I think it's going to look very, very special. And yes, we are in sandbox mode. I figured, I'm going to do something a little bit easier around this time, where we're not stressing. Well, am I going to have enough? Does it cost too much? Who cares this time around, right? We're going to buy it no matter what. And restore. Now, like I was saying, some vehicles will be restored to original specs. Like, for instance, that BMW. I'm going to do my research on it and try to get that restored right back to original. But, classics like this, they deserve to, be a little bit customized, we'll say. Bye-bye, drive shaft. Alright, let's get this wheel off now. Sweet, sweet, sweet. There we go. Now I'm going to try to incorporate everything I do into these videos. We'll see how it turns out. I don't have a clue. Same as you. Alright, now we're going to get this U-bolt out of the way. Same with the other U-bolt, as it says. Leaf spring U-bolt. Let's get the front bushing out of the way, the little bushing. There we go. Let's get the rear shock absorber out of the way. Good. Let's get this, and then let's get this, and then let's get this. And guess what? All these parts are reusable. I mean, they are all repairable. I can tell just by looking at them. Like, they are not far gone at all. So, we're going to actually put all these parts, instead of selling them, since money isn't an issue in this world now, we're going to put all our parts in the back over there. Or we could just get rid of them and give them to the highest bidder. But I could sell them. I ain't going to make no money off them. I'll promise you that right now. So, it is what it is. What it is. Oh. Huh, what do you know? I see it's no longer Halloween season here. Good, good, good. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of Halloween. I'm really not. Never have been, never will be. Alright, let's get the other bigger bushing out of the way. Good, good, good. We got this one. Good. Alright, now we're going to jump on over here to the passenger side. There we go. Let's get this one out of the way right there. Now, I've already taken the liberty of actually restoring some of the parts that were on this truck, namely the body panels. Those are original to the truck. However, I did pull the glass and the other style of brake lights and headlights. Even though I think I'm putting the same style headlights back in, but I'm putting different brake lights. I'm going to the standard edition bumpers. I think those ones just look amazing on this truck. Yeah, she's going to be all done, and she's going to look spectacular when she is finished. I hope. I hope the color I chose, it's kind of almost looks like the Duracell truck, we'll say. The copper top. Alright, I'm going to drop this down. I'm going to run on over here, grab the engine hoist, move it over to car lift bay. Good. Yank this motor out of here. Now, do we got anything under here? Left. No. The truck is empty. See? Alright, now we're going to move over a handy dandy little welder. The car lift bay. Perfect. Alright, while that's doing that, let's put these shocks together. Yeah, okay. That's my vision. Alright, we're going to leave that one there. Jump on in the back here. Let's see, warehouse ones for the engines, which we do have, so let's, and it's right there. Now we're going to go warehouse number 2 for used parts. All the used ones. Bushings and all. Wheels, the whole kit and caboodle. Perfect. Now we're down to our brand new parts. Alright, let's hop on out of here. Let's close this up. Just come on over here to the engine stand. Create new engine. Alright. 2 carb OHV supercharged. You know how this works, right? Alright, let's put the block on there. Block on, man. Block on. Alright, I'll put the distributor in. The rotor. The cop. The clip B. Good. The other clip B. Excelente. Put the power steering pump. Cam gear. The fuel filter. Ignition coil B, the race version. The alternator. Good. Now we're going to put in the oil filter. Now this is pretty much going to be a test to see. Ooh, that looks really good actually. I kind of like it. I like it a lot. Perfect. Now let's put the old crankshaft in. I'll put in the crank caps. Starting in the center, working our way out. So now we'll go to the rear. Good, good. Now we're going to go to the front one. Excelente. Good. Now we're going to put in the piston rings. Good. Put in the other ones. We've got 3 left. 2. 1. That's the last one. Alright, now we're going to put the rod caps on, starting in the front, working our way back. I'm pretty sure there's a specific order for it, but I don't know it, so we're just going to do it like this. Now, the reason why I'm doing the shop truck first is because, well, I found it. And B is because not all vehicles are going to be done like this. Like, they're all going to be different colors. They're all going to be, you know, like I was saying, they're going to be original. They're either going to be full race, original, customed, where it's different colors all throughout it. You know, where we're going to try to detail it as best as what we can to the original specs from history, which I think is going to look amazing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's beautiful. Good, good, good. Alright. I hope you all enjoy this. If you are enjoying it so far, don't forget to smash that like button. You know, helps the channel grow. Put timing chain on. Timing cover. Good. Oh yeah, it's gonna look amazing. Alright, now I'll put the cylinder head, passenger side on first. Good, good, good. You know what? I think we forgot something. But we'll worry about that when the truck's basically put together and ready to go on the dyno. Yeah, it won't be able to run on the dyno without it. And that's the hat that goes on top of the motor. I don't think I grabbed one of them. I don't remember painting one. That too is going that coppery / rose gold color. I think that looks really good with the flat black. What do y'all think? Do you think it looks good? Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think about it. All right. And don't be shy to comment. You know, it's all good. You know. Nobody has a wrong opinion. Nobody has a stupid opinion. Everybody has, you know, their own opinions. You know. Some I may agree with, some I may disagree with. That's fine. That's what life's all about, right? Ooh, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That looks real good. There we go. Put on the sparker plugs. There we go. Switch on over here to the other side. Good, good, good. Now I'm going to try to create this color when I do my thumbnail, because currently it is, I believe, it is currently 12:25 on Tuesday, November 4th. So I'm doing this late at night, you know, after everybody goes to bed. But then the house is nice and quiet. Alright, I'm going to put in the rockers for this side. Get the head cover on. And then we're going to put the spark plugs in with the exhaust manifold, the long tube header for this side. And then we can put on the supercharger intake. I think that's going to look spectacular, that color. I just wish it would have turned out like the strip marinator there. That would have been pretty sweet, you know? I think it would have. All 10 bolts. In she goes. There we go. Alright, now we're going to put the spark plugs in. Good, good, good. Amazing. I think it looks tremendous. That color with the black really going to pop underneath that truck. I can almost guarantee it. Alright, now we're going to put the spark plug wires on. Why did I go that color is beyond me. I shouldn't have, but I did. They should have been done black, but you know, whatever. It's custom, right? How many other vehicles in the world do you see with plug wires that looks like that? Alright, now scoop air filters. V8. The scoop air filter. I don't know what I was looking at. Did I grab one of these? No, I did not. So we are going to have to pick one of them up. I got an in-house part supplier, right? It's the best way to have it. Alright, put on belt B. The supercharger belt. I'm forgetting a couple things here. I think I even forgot the fan too. Okay, so let's get ourselves the old fan, which is right here. And then we're going to scoop back. And we're going to get one of these. Good, good, good. So we're at that point right now. Beautiful. I mean, the motor looks amazing, in my opinion. Can't wait for the truck to turn out. It's going to look spectacular. Alright, now we're going to go in here and we're going to paint these parts. Now the fan we're going to do black. But this, we're going to do this. Oh yeah. Now when it's the first thing you see when you pop the hood on the truck, I think so. Oh yeah. There we go. Just to help offset the more or less that specific color in the truck. Alright, let's put the hat on. And now let's put the fan on. Perfection. Awesome. I like that. Can't help but take a picture of it, you know what I mean? Alright, now we're going to put the truck up in the air. We're going to put the suspension and stuff on it. Get it ready to be set on the ground. We don't need this anymore, so we can put that back. Alright, first things first, let's put the fuel tank on. Oh dear. We forgot something. I forgot something. Happens to the best of me. Alright, now we put the differential in. Put the leaf spring on. The spring plate, even though I should be putting the bushings in first. But it's not too bright of a color, but it's enough to set contrast to it. You know what I mean? I can put the shock absorber B on. Good. Like I said, it's not too bright of a color, but it is bright, you know? It shows just a little bit of separation to it. Now we're going to stick on the rear muffler V8 OHV for this side. And then now we're going to put on the rear axle knuckle housing D. Rear wheel hub. Faux solid rear drive axle. Good. Now we're going to put on the brake cylinder. Or wheel cylinder is what you'd order it from the actual store from. The brake drum. Now the wheel. You all ready for this? Oh yeah. That was the right one, right? Yeah, okay, it is. Now imagine the truck flat block with this wheel. Ooh, she's gonna look amazing. This wheel looks smaller than what the test one was. I don't know why. I don't know why. Alright, I'm gonna zoom ourselves over here and put the leaf spring on. Now we're gonna put the ladle bushings in first. Put the rear one in. Should have put the front one in, but yeah, you know. I do things differently. I'm gonna put the rear shock absorber bay in. There we go. Now we're gonna put in the leaf spring plate and ZU bolt. The inside one we're gonna put in first. Now we're gonna put in the outer one. Fully fixed. Now let's put in the rear muffler V8 OHV. Good. Now we're gonna stick in the rear axle knuckle housing B. Why is it B? Because it's disc, or because it's drum brake. If it was disc brake, it'd be C, but it's B, so it's drum. All right, now the brake shoe, drum. Now the wheel. Good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'd rock this. Hell yeah, I would. There we go. Now we're gonna stick in the middle mufflers. All right, now we're gonna put the cross member in first. There. Put in the bigger bushing over there. Good. I'm gonna stick in the bigger bushing up front here. And now the other bigger bushing up front. Good, good, good. I'm gonna stick in the sway bar B. Steering rack. The inner tie rod. Rear or front steering knuckle seat. Now keep in mind, I guessed to buy all these parts. I was like, I'm just gonna go off memory here. And it doesn't seem like much, you know, especially when I got the names right there on the screen. But still, that's besides the point. All right, now for the shining piece for the center. Diamond in the rough. I was debating, should I go chrome? I was like, nah, chrome's overplayed. I mean, it really is. Like, everybody wants chrome. Everybody has chrome. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of chrome. Like, don't get that twisted. I love me chrome. But I also like different shades of chrome. Different kinds of chrome. You know? Now we're going to stick the front wheel on. Good. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Just enough space. Wheels are basically the same size, so the truck shouldn't be sitting too high in the rear. That's what I was worried of. It's not meant to be a race truck. It's meant to be a parts go-getter shop truck, you know. Alright. We're going to be doing some barn finds and some barn builds and stuff on this one too. So it's not just going to be junkyard and car auction. It's going to actually be them all. Even the salon. They got all the brand spanking new vehicles with 0 mileage on them. Yeah, I could have got a Ram 3500 or the Ford F350, but like I was saying, that's too new. I'm trying to keep it within, you know. And if I could find myself a supercharged El Camino, well, we're going to be getting that as the parts vehicle, or as the shop vehicle. You know what I mean? I think this looks amazing. Perfect. All right, now we're going to run this over to, I'm going to go to the test path first. Actually, I think that looks almost perfect. That's a little low in the rear, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, now we're going to do the interior first. We use Mustang Mach 1 seats out of a Mustang Mach 1, of course. And we're going to use a steering wheel Typhoon out of a Shelby Cobra. Now, if that ain't custom, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? Something that didn't come with the vehicle. Good. I'm going to stick in the mirror for the driver's side. If we can get on it. There we go. The windshield, the hood, the front headlight, the bumper. I don't know, me personally, I like this bumper better because it actually sits better, in my opinion. It contours the truck a lot nicer versus the other one that's just like a big block square. See what I mean? Like, look how that looks versus this one. And that just looks more authentic to the ear, you know what I mean? It's more like a hot rod, we'll say. Alright, now we do have license plates for this. Custom Classic Restoration Shop. You see it better on the front. Custom Classic Restoration Shop 01. Why? Because this is the first one. So we're going to be just giving it a wheel line. We're not going to worry about aligning the headlights since I don't have no electrical in the truck yet. That'll be when we get to back to the shop. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Perfect. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Over to the paint shop. Because the color, we're not even going to worry about, there we go. Now, what kind of goodies do we got? Nah, I'm not really a fan of that two-tone. Huh. Not quite. Not quite what I'm looking for here. So, we're going to come into here. Let's see, if I were to bring this up just a bit, bring this back. There we go. There's what I'm looking for. Now, I don't want to go too far. I don't know, it's pretty damn good right there. Good. That's the shade I was looking for, right there. Now, I'm going to have to alter these wheels a little bit later on as time goes on, but whatever, it is what it is. You know what I mean? See, I couldn't do that with the parts because they would have been too dark. Alright, now we're going to do the windshield. Bring this back to about 50. Good. Oh yeah. Alright, let's do all the goodies under the hood here. Start the brake master cylinder. And I'm going to work our way up here. And we're going to put in the fuse box. Type A, Type A, Type A, Type A. Good. C, A, B, and C. Now the lid, perfect. Put the radiator in. Radiate the coolant around. Keep the heat out. Alright, power steering reservoir. And now I think we are ready to bring over the engine hoist. Good. Now we're going to pull this hood off. Yeah, let's take the hood off so we don't worry about damaging it. Alright, we're going to flip this back around. Now we're going to remove the engine from the engine stand. Alright, let's drop that bad boy in. Whoo, look at that. Looks like a peach. Alright, let's put some fluid in it. Definitely don't want to make a mess with this. Definitely not. Oh, like I just did. I just made a mess. Son of a biscuit. That's life though, ain't it? Perfect. Now we're going to Put some windshield washer fluid in. Good. Some coolant for the hot Arizona summers. And also, you know, keep the block from freezing in the wintertime. There we go. Wipe that all up. Perfect. Very corrosive towards paint. Now we're going to put some brake fluid in. Good. Alright, now we're going to assemble the hood back on. And you never know what's under there. Perfect. Alright. Put the transmission in. Good. Nice copper tone color. Starter. Drive shaft. And after we put the exhaust pieces together, it should be 100% complete. Let's check that. What am I missing? What am I missing? The battery. I knew that. Alright, now we're going to bring this over to the dyno. Don't know what for. I guess maybe just make it all legit. But now we're going to put the battery in. Good. Actually, I'm just curious to know how much power it makes. Now this isn't really no big deal for me. You know, no, it is. It is. We're going to bump this up to 373. It's not a race truck, so I'm not going to worry about the carburetors. Alright. Factory power for this motor is 498 horsepower at 4,300 RPM and 691 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 RPM. What have our improvements done to it? Look at that, 949 horsepower at 4,300 RPM, increase of 451 horsepower, 91%, 1,301 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 RPM, which is an increase of 611 pound-feet, or 89%. Our drag rating is an A at 506. Huh. Didn't think it'd be that high, but okay, I guess it is. Alright, let's move this over to garage entrance C. Oh, look at that. Alright everybody, thank you all very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will catch you on the next episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. Bye everyone.